All right, so let me see if I can just do this update about Los Angeles. I haven't shown this part of my collection yet very much, but one of my other favorite bands is Yellow Magic Orchestra. And that might seem strange to some of you because I imagine some might think, well, they're just kind of a trite electronic band from Japan, and that's how they started. Been around since about 1978. But the fact of the matter was that when they started out, they were actually making fun of themselves. Even though I didn't get the joke at first, I just thought they were cheesy. I really didn't like Yellow Magic Orchestra's first two albums very much at all. And when I first heard them, I didn't like them, and I just, you know. But it was like a friend of mine, Joe Budenholzer of Backworld, actually, who brought my attention back to them when they put out the album BGM. And that was like, oh, really? And seriously, at the beginning with BGM, Yellow Magic Orchestra really entered what I consider, the vanguard of pop electronic music, really setting the pace in many ways, unbeknownst to the general public, but music that has been very influential behind the scenes to many people. I'm at pains to say who, but again, if you just Google these folks and learn a little bit, you'll see what I'm talking about. So that was the reason why I went out to LA, was to see Yellow Magic Orchestra come to America to play for the very first time in 32 years. They'd only played here as a band once before in '79, touring. And this is part of putting together some relief for the Japan quake, as it turns out. But not only was it Yellow Magic Orchestra, it was Chibo Mato back together after 10 years. Buffalo Daughter came over from Tokyo, and Tawate of Delight DJ'd in between a couple sets. Man, it was awesome. And on top of that, Yoko Ono was guest of YMO and just really tied it all together. And at the end, they played Hello Goodbye. She did a thing with them before that, but when they did Hello Goodbye, here comes Yoko bringing all the other musicians out. Plus, they had these taiko drummers and stuff, and it was surreal. It was like damn it, if this isn't a Beatles-like moment. It was history. It really was. And Yoko's message and her singing, scatting, and doing her Yoko thing on top of YMO playing the blues. I mean, YMO is electronic. They do have roots. I could talk for ages about Hiromi Hosono, who's in his 70s, I believe, or close to 70, who started the band, is one of the early rock stars of Japan, who was really bringing it. But anyway, while I was out there, I got to go to Amoeba Records, and Amoeba is billed as the largest independent record store in the world, and I believe it after what I saw. I did so many other things. My sisters live out in LA, and I got to take my older sister to the YMO concert for her birthday, which was the following day. She turned 59, and it was just the best. It was just so awesome. But I'll tell you, I'm still kind of reeling from the show. While I was there, I'll just show this quick memorabilia. There was a book on the band that a photographic essay by Masayoshi Tsukita, and he is the person who did photographed the cover of Heroes by David Bowie. That picture, that's him. Got some buttons. Post YMO. Yeah. And then I bought the CD, which is a greatest hits, but an exclusive new one, only available in the US. But I'll tell you what, Amoeba Records was mind-blowing, and I won't be able to show you everything that I bought in one video. And I'm not going to say how much money I spent. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to start with this, because I found some dope stuff. This is Bass Communion, Steven Wilson. This is Bass Communion live in Mexico City. Because Steven Wilson of Porcupine Tree, the leader of that band, is Bass Communion. Their records, Porcupine Tree, Bass Communion, No Man, Steve Wilson solo, these records are so hard to come by. And so when I found this at Amoeba, I flipped. It's on green vinyl. I'm just going to keep going because I don't have the time to go into all the details so much. I love this band, and my first vinyl. I've got several CDs by Melt Banana, but this is my first LP vinyl by Melt Banana, Teeny Shiny. And Free the Bee, which is the opening track, is a must hear. Free the Bee. This is modern punk, Japanese, incredible music is what I'll say about it. I just bought so much good stuff. We'll slowly get into it. I love Brazilian music, don't have a lot of it on vinyl. And so when I found this used, but in excellent shape, album by Gal Costa, and here she is actually. I said I have to have this, and this is awesome. Guest musician Caetano Veloso, or vocalist, whether if you know Brazilian music, you know. You should, I'm sure if you know Brazilian music, you know these people I'm talking about. You know Gal Costa, and you know Caetano Veloso, and she does a bunch of great songs on here by Chico Buarque, Milton Nascimento, the greats. So I was really happy to get that. Let's keep going here. Okay, we're slowly getting into it. Something I bought at a nice price there is Bill Bruford's Earthworks. And I've had this since it came out on CD, but it was nice to get this on vinyl for $3.99. This is one of the cheapos, because I didn't buy very many cheapos because there was such a selection. I said, I've got to get these records while I can. And so I picked up Them or Us by Zappa. Used copy. It's in great shape. I haven't had a chance to play this, or hardly anything, because I got in last night. I said at midnight, stayed up a little bit to just had to drop the needle on some things, and then I went to bed and I'm at work. I didn't know about this. This is a split by the bands NDW and Boris. So I grabbed this, and I have not played this yet. So I just dropped the needle on one side, and the side I got was NDW. It wasn't Boris, so I don't know what this is like, but I love the band Boris. This is something I just bought knowing that it's good, not knowing, but knowing. You know how that happens? And I played part of this, and I was right. I knew it was good. This is drafted by Minotaurs, Version Therapy. It has this kind of like obi, and it's a beautiful graphic, really nice. Oh, I just love these thick covers. 180 gram vinyl. I still have to find out about the artist, but what I played was wonderful, looping kind of droney, but more than droney, looping, cascading kind of, seemed like it was guitar based. I liked it, so I knew I'd like that. I didn't have this, so I was happy to get this in my can collection. Actually, the first time I saw it was when Mr. Fartboy 79 showed it, Can Peel Sessions. And this hasn't shown up in Omaha yet, so when I saw this out at Amoeba, I snapped this baby. Brand new. Yeah, I've got it brand new. And I wanted to find some Yellow Magic Orchestra, and I did. This is a 12-inch single, Firecracker Technopolis, from the first album. And now I like this music in a nostalgic way, and also since I understand that they meant it as a joke. The music was corny on purpose. You know, it's like, it can be so slow sometimes, you know? But this was a nice find on yellow vinyl out there at Amoeba Records. There's just so much. Let me see what the time is. Okay, we're still at 9 minutes. I'll go for it here. I want to split to... I had to get this. I'm just going to go ahead and split to this. Because I had an original copy of this and sold it. And Sir Lord Baltimore. This is a wonderful reissue. Wonderful. And the album is just wild. You guys that know this band, or if you've heard them, you know the drummer. Great band, great rockin', Led Zeppelin type, but hard rockin' band. with the over-the-top yelping type of vocals where the drummer sounds like he's either losing his mind or something lewd is going on in the background. This is a great album. Sir Lord Baltimore. I was really glad to grab this. And another along those lines that I've had forever on CD, I've never owned this on vinyl. My Bloody Valentine, Loveless. Oh, isn't that beautiful? You know, I know it made it to Omaha when it was released, but I passed it. So I was really, really happy to get this. Brand new. Brand new. Oh man, I was really happy. I was thinking, I wonder if I can find Super Silent on vinyl. And I did. On the Rune Gramophone label. Super Silent is an improvisational band that is loosely based in jazz, but also electronic music. It's hard to describe because Super Silent, very simple cover here. I can't name the people right offhand. I've got a DVD, and Niels Petter, trumpet player, drummer, electronics, very unique approach though. Sound like nothing else. And this is deep listening and very compelling. For people that are of an adventurous spirit and like, improvisation and jazz, oh my God, I was so glad. And not only did I find Super Silent 11, I found Super Silent 10. Oh, geez. Excuse me. I'll tell you what. I'll say it again. It's for the adventurous listener. That's the best way to put it. It's because it can be disconcerting. I believe that it could be conceived as just noise. Oh, no. Just give it a listen. Super Silent. I paid a little bit of money for this, but they had to take it down off the wall for me. But you don't see their albums, and this band got kind of hokey, but their first few albums are really good. Message from Germany. This is on Brain, Astral Journeys. Just played a little bit of this, and this is when they're getting more commercial, although it starts off great. It starts off real spacey with some nice heavy synthesizer stuff going on. And then it kind of, I just sampled it, but it goes into a fairly traditional sounding song. But their first couple albums, I can't think of it, something like, it's got a skull on the cover with a snake coming through the mouth. It's a classic German krautrock psychedelic album. I have it on my computer, but I don't own it. A few more things I'll show. Boris with Ian Astbury, BXI. I just played a little bit of this, and they actually do Rain, but Wata sings it, which is great. This is Southern Lord. As you know, I love the way Southern Lord does things. And I have to show this because it's a beautiful vinyl. I just love the way that Southern Lord produces their shit, because they do it tasty. And looking forward to really absorbing this. Ian Astbury has a very distinct voice. Never bought any cult records, to be quite honest with you, so this is the first thing of his in my collection. I think this was a boot, but the price was right. Red Corolla, Parable of Arable Land, and the pressing is decent. The print of the cover is, I think, kind of third rate. You can tell it's not, the original plate or whatever you would say, but the record sounds great. Here's one that I found that I flipped. I said, okay, well, now we're talking. German Oak. This is a 180 gram reissue on Flashback Records. Flashback. Whoa. 2 songs each side. Just these long space jams. I haven't even gotten all the way through it. I've had this on digitally on my computer for a while. and this is heavy. And it's like the cover just, you can't tell by this cover at all what this sounds like. Big Star 1000 showed this not too long ago. I don't remember what he said, but I would reference that. You know, if you check out what he had to say about this, I was like, whoa, hell yes, I grabbed that. I gotta show this on this one because I was so pleased. I went out with my friend Frank, and I shouldn't fail to mention my friend Frank. We've been friends for about 30 years now, gone to a million shows together. He's a good friend of mine, so good a friend he's like family, you know, and you know, even almost like an irritating brother. You know what I'm saying? I love the guy, you know. So he's the one that found out about the YMO show. Thank you, Frank. But while we were also in the store, Amoeba, I'm in one section, and he found the avant-garde section, you know, the experimental section, which I was wanting to make my way to. I wanted to find it. I didn't know where it was. And he took me back there, and while we're looking back there, he found this. And I said, oh, yeah, that's mine. Nurse with Wounds, space music. This came out in 2009. This is probably one of the finest pieces of work by Nurse with Moon. Total sound sculptures. And this package, it's like, this baby is thick. I love these. It's like a bound book. Why? But it's just. And this is exactly what this is. It's them using. It sounds like mainly acoustic sources to create the sounds of outer space, but not just. This is really, really good. Fat 180 gram vinyl pressing, and the price wasn't too exorbitant, so I was able to get it because their records are hard to come by and they're expensive. Okay, it's 17 minutes. I'm going to stop here. There will obviously be a part 2.